The first heat of the day will be quarterfinal number 1 in the Women's Rip Curl Pro here at Bells Beach. Lakey Peterson taking on Coco Ho. Lakey spent plenty of time here in the off-season. Her partner's from this area, and it's shown in her performances just how familiar she is with Bells. But today, some of that edge is going to be taken away. It's going to be a victory at sea at times. So have your say. Go to worldsurfleague.com and you'll see the upcoming matchups. You can predict before the heat gets underway who you think is going to win. It's Coco Ho getting things started though on the first wave of the morning. Up into the lip. Out onto that open face. Cutting back now. Sizing up her options. Thinking about maybe getting through to the inside. Doesn't see the scoring opportunity down the line, so she kicks out.
And takes off. Gets caught up a little bit in the foam. Manages to handle that quite nicely. And I like this. Squaring straight off the bottom, and she just looks straight up and looks for the lip, and then carves around and bounces off the foam one more time. Sure is got her in good steep for later in the heat.
So Lakey picking off a smaller ride, but maybe identifying that this one's going to stick to that bowl section a little bit more and provide some opportunity on this outside section. Sticking with it at the moment, starting to build some speed for a big section here. Holds onto that rail, draws that carve out. Not even close to reaching her full potential on that ride, but it just feels like both surfers are getting comfortable at the moment. Quite often the competitors in the first heat. Talk to me about the approach here from Lakey Peterson, taking off on a smaller ride.
Yeah, she takes off on a smaller wave, hoping that it's going to wall up down through the bowl, which it does. Another nice roundhouse, just feeling it out, wanting to be on her feet and get going so she can check out the whole lineup. Would have liked to have seen her lip glide that last piece.
30 minutes remaining here, numbers in from that opening exchange. 2.67 for Coco Ho, and Lakey Peterson managed the 3.67. We've got Coco up again, and you can see what she's thinking. Dropping right to the bottom of these waves and looking straight up for a section to really tee off on. Pete Mel watching things unfold. It's wild out there at the moment, Pete.
But, you know, Coco's pretty experienced out here as Bells Beach as well.
Lakey just having a look at this insider. Coco Ho out the back with priority, waiting for her opportunity. The good news is Bells Beach can handle plenty of swell, and that's what we got coming our way. It's still building at the moment. Lakey Peterson just still hunting on the inside, maybe trying to find some separation between herself and Coco out there at the moment too. Without priority to his best, and it seems as though he's got there at the perfect time here at the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach. Here we go, back to quarterfinal action for the women. Lakey Peterson up, nice section standing up, and Lakey uncharacteristically falls on a turn that she's usually so reliable at executing. Here we go, something standing up on the outside here. And again, Lakey gets an opportunity under priority to potentially lock in a good score here. Gets the frontside carve right this time. This is a tricky section to read. She's out of there. What happens when there's that much foam on the face loop to your board?
Yeah, there's a lot more foam there than you think, making the board bounce up and down. For me, I think Lakey should have probably kept with that wave. Have a look at it. Surprised Coco didn't go this one either. Just brushing off speed. You see the lip up above her right there. She should have been up in that lip, carving a little earlier and getting out on the face, and it gets really bumpy here.
Well, here's Coco. So let's see if she's used her priority wisely here. Definitely seems keen to get up into the lip section of the wave, but didn't want anything to do with that final oncoming section there.
No, maybe didn't have enough speed. Maybe she thought she didn't have enough speed to get up on the lip there. Really nice cutback to start, spraying her opponent, coming around. Probably could have got up there a little early. You've got to be careful in these waves. They are fat down the bottom. Coco maybe going to the bottom maybe a little bit too much on that one and just pulling out of it. Big face there to deal with, and maybe didn't like her speed approach there. Thought she could have got into a nice carve, even under the lip there, and finished that off.
Potentially risk hurting yourself on the first couple of waves of the morning.
For sure, that great open face turn for the start of Lakey on this one. Comes around again, gets up in the tight part of the wave. You feel confident you would land a finishing manoeuvre there. And then Coco up in the foam, coming around this bit smaller wave, gets a nice carve out of the lip and manages to get around.
A big welcome to everyone joining us on Fox Sports. We've got Lakey Peterson up at the moment. Tries to hammer that final section. Just loses her front foot though. 11 minutes remaining here. She is still out in front. The Hawaiian Coco Ho looking for an answer here. Only needs a 5.5. Has been intent on smashing these first sections and somehow rides through that impacting water up into the lip again. So really committed to attacking the lip. If she can stay on her feet, that'll really work in her favour.
Absolutely. I don't know how she stayed on her feet on the first one. How did she pull this off? It was very late into the lip and then rides out of it. That was amazing. Even though it's not going to score too much, it was pretty amazing the way she stood up through that. But then she falls off again, which is unfortunate. But that's the approach. You're right, that's the approach she needs to take. She needs to square that lip up and the points will go up at a massive rate.
As a rookie, she had her best finish in her rookie season, got to 4th place on the Jeep leaderboard. Always backs herself up well on the qualifying series though. Here she goes. This might be her last shot at it. 35 seconds to go. This wave backs off for a moment, but it will run again through the inside. And Coco up into the lip. One hit, needs more down the line here, cuts back. Still, you'd think he's chasing more points out of this ride. Has no choice but to hit the end section. Climbs up into it, gets back out in front of the foam.
Coco Ho, nice carve in front of the foam to set up the inside. Wave has got a bit to deal with. She gets up there a little soft. Comes around, gets another carve. Such a hard wave to ride with so much foam on it. And here, just squared it up under what was there. I think that wave had the scoring potential. Says it all. He's a bit worried about that score for Coco. This was the wave, I think, behind for Lakey, squaring up the lip.
Yeah, the 5 is the benchmark in the heat. It's just going to, I think, be the comparison for the judges. Lakey did manage to drop down, get a nice steep section to let go of a nice turn. And it looks as though Coco's going to fall a little short here. The score has come in a 4.23 and Lakey Peterson survives quarterfinal 1 and she's into the semi.